that lovely little theme song means. It's Rewatchers Council time live. I'm on a Friday. Angel for you, Snark here, everyone. Beside me, to my screen right, man who needs no introduction. What's your name again? Just kidding. That's Ferris with How you doing?
I'm doing good, Rob. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty swell here on a Friday. The weekend coming up, Ferris, and my kid, the oldest kid, his best friend is getting married. Ferris.
Yes.
No, we've heard about this one. Now, it's
Thank you for telling me.
It's going to be coming up pretty soon, but it's his bachelor party. They're having the bachelor party here at the house, and just before you think they're going to go, it's going to get about. It won't even get as wild as whatever that was that happened.
I'll be right back, Rob.
Let's just say it's going to get a little nerdy in here because we got a bunch of kids are going to play video games all weekend. That was the plan for him. I guess my wife used to feed the groom to be here at the house ever since they were kids and stuff like that. There was many a mark and many a stain on the walls and on the ceilings because of young Jeremy, and well, they're getting married, and congratulations to the bride and groom. A bride and groom I actually knew was getting married. So that's it. Here we got a guy who was in a similar spot about all that a little earlier. I believe he has forgotten to unmute himself, which is which he's here just in time for us to talk about this week's episode. Ferris, it's season 3, episode 4, Carpe Noctem. Just going off the top of my head, it probably means seize the night. You know what I mean? If it's carpe diem, seize the day, right?
Yes.
By the way, that goddamn Robin Williams movie, one of my least favorites. And I hate movies that glorify teaching. I don't know what it is.
Dead Poet Society?
Dead Poet Society. I hate it.
You hate that movie?
Yeah.
That's a sentence I've never heard in my entire life.
I'm not a big Robin Williams guy. I liked Mork and Mindy when I was a kid. And what else? Popeye. Like the musical. But other than that, I guess I just liked Robin Williams a lot better when he was on Blow. Mm-hmm. Is what I'm saying. As soon as he sobered up and he remembered he went to Juilliard with Christopher Reeve and all this stuff, it's like, oh, and then he can act. It's like, yeah, good for you. I'm switching off. It's not for me. I was going to say, the only kind of teacher movie...
Oh, Captain, my Captain?
Yes. Ugh, gross. I hate that stuff so much. The only one that I actually like with movies like that, Summer School. With your good buddy, Mark Harmon.
Yeah.
That's the kind of teacher movie for me. All right. This here, original air date, young Ferris, October 15th of the good year 2001, written by Scott Murphy. Now, this is first of just 2 episodes he's going to write for Angel. He doesn't have an extensive IMDb or anything like that, but he was a co-writer of Star Wars The Clone Wars, and he did write a bunch of the episodes for the actual series, I guess, of The Clone Wars. So if you're a huge Star Wars nerd, like a bunch of people that we know, there you go. You might know the name Scott Murphy. For me, he also wrote an episode of My Own Worst Enemy, which is pretty unique, seeing how they didn't make very many of them. That's the one with I can never remember his name. The guy that always everyone was comparing to Jack Nicholson all the time. He was in Pump Up the Volume. Christian Slater. That's it. Where he had like the 2 personalities. One was just like the regular guy. The other one was like a super spy or something like that. Hard to believe they didn't have more than like 12 episodes of that show. But also I found out he was also the Scott Murphy character Was a production assistant on Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights being like one of my top 5 favorite movies ever. I was pretty excited about that. Directed this one by James A. Contner. And what are you gonna say? He's like the staff director. Yeah, I think he directed more episodes of both shows than anybody else. So there, you're in good hands.
When in doubt, go call James.
Yep, you're in good hands with the little Jimmy Contner. I don't know if anybody ever called him that. We're gonna start right now. Guest star alerts. Ferris. There's a few. I'm gonna single out a couple right now. Of course, Rance Howard as Marcus Roscoe here. Ferris. His kid, as you know,
Ron?
did all right for himself.
Oh, snap! That's Ron's dad.
You didn't know this? Okay,
No.
I thought for sure because he's in basically everything his kid ever directed.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. But he's been in a whole bunch of stuff. It started well before all this. In fact,
Do you know his mother was put in one Ron Howard movie?
Which one?
It was Apollo 13.
Oh, yeah, Apollo 13.
Apollo
So
13.
she's like, that's my kid. If
That's
if
yeah.
he-
She
you know,
plays.
if
She
flies,
plays.
he can drive it kind of thing.
So she plays
Yeah,
Jim
right.
Lovett's
Jim-
mother.
Right. Do you know
no,
who
but Rob.
she?
Rob. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Ron Howard had to cut her from the movie.
Oh, I thought she was the one who said, if it's supposed to fly, my Jimmy can fly it. That's not him. I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, maybe. So I guess Ron Howard lied.
He's a liar. Yeah, 100%.
He's the one who said he had to cut his mother.
Yeah, maybe from another movie.
Maybe from another scene. Maybe.
Yeah, or that's true. That's also
Yeah.
true. Because yes, his dad is in that same thing where they're all in the house or whatever when they're ready for re-entry. He's the preacher in that one. And I looked it up. He plays he's had 284 credits on IMDb. He plays an awful lot of reverends or an awful lot of guys named Doc. Just so you know that.
Yeah.
That is the quality you need in a fantastic character actor. Good for like all this stuff goes way back to 1956. He co-wrote Grand Theft Auto with Ron. That's the first feature film that Ron Howard ever did, and he also co-produced that movie with Roger Corman. I knew Roger Corman was the guy who produced it. Lots of people get their starts under Roger Corman, but I didn't know that. Good old Rance. Pappy Howard was there to shepherd his kid into bigger and better things. Besides, Richie Cunningham, which is the 100, one of the all-timers, and then of course he was Opie as well, and his dad was also on the Andy Griffith Show. So they've been with each other throughout Ron's entire life. I always want to say Richie Cunningham. I'm talking about Ron Howard. Okay. Unfortunately, of course, died in 2017. I don't know if you can say. Unfortunately, he lived a long and full life. Congratulations to Howard. And now it's the third generation going on with Bryce Howard. Terrific stuff. Okay. Second of all, I wanted to mention Paul Benjamin. He only appears in a couple little bits, and it's real close and stuff like maximum screen time he had in this thing was a minute. But again, another fantastic character actor from the 70s. Across 110th Street, he's in that. Escape from Alcatraz, of course, and Do the Right Thing, he's in. And he passed away 2019, but wanted to make sure that give a little shout out to Paul Benjamin. Fantastic stuff. Okay, Carpe Noctem. Fairs. Now, maybe the premise of it doesn't age well. You know what I mean?
Understandable.
A guy, he maybe he's a little bit of a old man, but he's still got some urges, I suppose. The only thing I could say, okay, so it turns out, Rance Howard's Mr. Roscoe here. He likes the ladies, but his body's failing him. His heart keeps giving out on him. So somehow we aren't privy to the information how it's actually come to pass. He has like a magic urn. He says a couple of magic words, and he's able to switch bodies with people, and that's why he has.
It was pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
This is the thing, though. The first one, like, congratulate, first of all, we're going to talk about Angel wanting, pretty excited about a huge double feature they have at the movie theater with Omega Man and Soylent Green. There isn't many finer double features you can get. Two fantastic movies.
Yeah. Charlton Heston, famous, one of the greatest Latino actors of all time.
What the hell? Really?
No, Rob, I was making a joke. He played a Latino man in a movie.
Don't look up John Wayne stuff then either.
Yeah, no.
All right. I love Omega Man, of course. Soylent Green, fantastic stuff. If you haven't seen them, Ferris, I highly suggest them. Like, and forget, like, I Am Legend. It sucks compared to Omega Man.
Okay.
No. They're the same book, but two different interpretations, I suppose you could say of it. Now, speaking of double features, because this is the first time you see like the bad guy and stuff like that, a couple of very friendly young ladies with this fella, and he's starting to feel it. And now looking back and stuff like that, he's starting to feel his heart go and stuff like that. You're going to hear about Roscoe having a little trouble when it comes to, cardiac issues. So you can feel something going. He's like, oh, guys, I got to get out of here. Sorry, I'm done. He says a couple words, and he beats it. What I don't know is, because it doesn't happen again, why does he turn into a puddle of flesh after he leaves the body?
That's what I'm saying. Why don't they just don't they just like transform and?
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know.
Why would this one spirit goes into the other? Like I could be all confused. It's like, ladies, or he could be pleasantly surprised, maybe. You know what I mean? But yeah, why just turn into a soup puddle? I guess you got to get the story going somehow. So let's just drop this and never revisit it and never talk about it again, except for it's in the paper somehow. Usually, when it used to be, there was a time, Ferris, where a man would turn into a puddle of jelly, no bones left or anything like that, and reporters just wouldn't report it because a little too supernaturally for the greater public to consume. But over in LA, it's like, weird things happen here. We don't really care about it and stuff like that. So, we're gonna have to go back to the office. Fred's still on her, angel swoon kind of thing. Wes has to hear about how chivalrous and thoughtful Angel is. Let's just say Wes is a pretty good guy.
I'm chivalrous.
When it comes down to it, as we go along and stuff like that, I think he's a pretty patient, pretty understanding guy. No problem with it. Again, we're gonna get some exposition about Angel's curse. And I don't know of any universe or series that has to keep explaining itself more than Angel and his curse. You know what I mean? They used to do it all the time in Buffy. That first season, it was every episode. There's exposition about Angels, what happened to him in every episode. It hasn't happened for a while now, but they're going to bring it up. Gets a little too. If he's a little too happy, you know what I mean? He's gonna be. There's gonna be trouble for everyone. Okay, so. Why don't you just tell Fred like this? Like, you could tell that Fred has a thing. Just tell her, like, this is what happened. If he ever does this, everyone dies. You know what I mean? He's going to go for the ones that are closest for you. Cordelia should know better. That's all I'm saying. Okay. We got to get some Wolfram and Hart.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Nice to see. Gavin.
I always like Daniel Day Kim when he shows up.
Gavin's right there. He's got a brand new way, to mess with those do-gooders for an Angel investigation. Tax laws.
Oh my God!
This is
what, he's a genius. Actually, this is a genius plan.
Why is that?
It's a genius plan because when someone wants to get got, and when the IRS wants to do their job,
Yep.
they tend to get that person. That's how they got. That's how they got Al Capone. That's how you always end up getting someone. You always get somebody on tax evasion because the IRS always gets their man or woman.
Yep. Here's the deal. Why would an angel, if he had any business sense at all, and he's been alive for 250-something years, just use it as a numbered company?
Maybe he does.
Can't go after a corporation like that, Ferris.
Maybe he is. That's why maybe he survived.
Well, we'll see. Because Lilah's going to actually come over a little bit later with the keys to defeat Gavin in this one. Because she can't have her underlings usurping her. You know what I mean? They already had this rivalry with Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one. She's the survivor in all this. You can't have some new kid on the block, trying to steal her angel, messing around with Thunder. Yeah, I don't think so. Anyways, the gang is gonna, it's read now, the puddle story in the paper. They're gonna get involved. Why are they getting involved? This is a pretty good question, I think, to ask. Mm-hmm. These people are supposed to make a living out of doing things. They have no client in this. Mm-hmm. Just a story about a skin mass left.
Sometimes you got to do jobs for the greater good, Rob. And then when you do something, you do a good job on this, someone may else come and ask you to help them.
Right. So this is the pro bono thing.
Yeah, pro bono thing. Yeah, exactly. To
get
the name out.
If enough people come across, puddle people, they're gonna think Angel Investigations. They know what to do. Of course, they can't use their name in it, and they never got paid for anything. So maybe they'll always think they're gonna do it for free. I just don't think they have the chutzpah so far, just to take on these jobs for nothing. That's all I'm seeing right now. Anyways. Fred is going to start feeling left out. Everybody seems to have a thing to do, like say later on, Corey's the heart, and Wes is the brains, and Gunn the muscle, and Angel is the supernatural, whatever. I don't know why she would feel left out. She's brand new to this. These people have been a unit for she's been there for just around 3 months or something like that. Yeah, just get her to do research. I guess he could have just done her to that. It's like they don't really know what to research, but
yes.
It's not like they ever did in Buffy. It's just like start reading through some books about what could have this happen.
Gain some knowledge. Girl. Gain some knowledge that may help us down the line.
That's exactly it. All right. So they're going to go to this. This gym. In LA, where that's the only way they found out where all these victims were connected, was through this gym. Angel notices someone looking through a window for 1 second and just intuitively knows, well, this is where this is going to go. This whoever just briefly looked through the window.
Peeping Tom.
Got something to do with this. So he's going to run off and do that. Cordelia seems to have no problem being left alone at the gym. One thing I'll say, when you see her interviewing some of the bodybuilding guys, she's cracking a joke about something. I can't remember what. But the one bodybuilder guy who is nearest to the camera, you can see his face, keeps laughing the entire time. So I just don't know if it's like, well, this guy's just going to laugh. We're just going to keep this on here. Charisma has a real good take. We're just going to use it. Yeah, I have no idea why this guy's laughing through this scene. It's not like Cordelia is. Anyways, so, he goes over to this apartment block or whatever. It turns out it's a retirement home. All right? It's not like it's a
Montserrat retirement community.
Right, it's a retirement community, like a place where people of age go to be with other people of age. But this one's treated more like a prison, or like my father's in a place right now, but my dad has dementia. He's there for his own good. Yeah. This guy just has problems with his heart. This isn't you know, I don't know why he should have to
Well,
feel
no,
locked
no.
in
Well,
or anything
well,
like that.
well, Rob. We find out later, right, where the what do they call those people? The orderlies. They think he's going a little crazy because you remember he keeps transferring his body
Sure.
into younger men. So the young men are in these old bodies and say, "I'm not this old man. I'm not Marcus. I'm Jared." And they're like, "No, you're going crazy, Marcus. You're going crazy." So that's why he's there.
I wouldn't put those kind of people in a retirement home with other just sane people. Though there's a different kind of home, is all I'm saying. For
Yeah.
this,
Well, yeah, you're right.
usually you don't have it in front of
Well,
like a gym
this is
and like a
America,
shopping mall.
Rob. You know, this is
That's true.
America. We consolidate. You know what I
I
mean? We consolidate
I'm thinking through the the rose-colored lenses
of
of
Canada,
being a
Canadian.
goddamn living, breathing Canadian.
Exactly.
Uh,
Where you guys actually have homes and programs to help people with the elderly and all that jazz.
Yep, doesn't cost too much. You know, no one's
Nope.
going to go broke in Canada if you're not
No.
feeling too well. Anyways, so let's just say this: you're an older gentleman. You jumped into a couple different bodies lately. He's going to jump into Angel's body. Here, he's going to say, "Well, you're a young looking
Young whippersnapper.
guy. Yeah, he has the opportunity. He has the motive and opportunity. He's going to jump into there. He's done this a bunch of times. Do you think it's odd that he doesn't feel the need to breathe, he doesn't feel his heartbeat, and then he's cold? He never notices any of these things.
Maybe it's just the magic juju that's just like a little permanent pause where during the transference.
I have something in my head that I was thinking about earlier.
What do you think, Rob?
I had something in my head. It was like as for Roscoe, I don't know, but for when he switches over to Angel, and we're going to get into Angel is now taken over by Roscoe and stuff like that. Like things are going to happen. We could skip ahead.
Yeah.
It's not like it was super important. Everything happens. So Roscoe is in Angel. He's a very much more friendly version of Angel. I think we could say.
Yes, he was.
Now, he's getting mixed up with the whole Fred thing. Cordelia wants him to talk to Fred and stuff like that. So, he has that nice little sit down with Wesley, thinking, Wesley would be Fred and stuff like that, because Wesley can come across, I guess, to someone like Mr. Roscoe that, could be the Fred in question. So, anyways, that's taken care of. He's figures it out.
That was actually a pretty funny scene.
I did like the scene. Like they usually do in Angel and Buffy, the little awkward moment and stuff like that, where people just don't understand what's going on. It's fine. So they have that little thing. It's quick, and so they have the thing with Fred. It's like, oh yeah, that's Fred is the lady. So yeah, he's gonna. So today he's gonna, hey, he's very friendly and stuff like that. He doesn't care about what Corey says. And then they have the switch out with Lilah when she comes over with the stuff to defeat Gavin and his conniving tax laws. They start making out the thing. Of course, Fred's gonna see this for her own good. I think too. It's like someone get into her head that this whole thing with Angel not healthy. It isn't healthy. It's really not healthy for anyone. But when he's making out with Lilah, he just automatically bites her. This is something that never happens just with Angel. Even when he'd be with, when he was with Buffy, that first time maybe, when you actually first see that he's a vampire, he switches out and stuff like that. Fine. Yes. But every other time, he's just Angel the entire time.
Shout out to Adelia in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Adelia? Now, this time, he just makes out with Lilah a little bit, and he automatically turns. He doesn't even know.
That's because they know that's not Angel. Like spiritually, the gypsy curse.
What I'm thinking is, when, like you said, when you're a vampire, you're inhabited. You're like the person you were is gone. the demon owns the body now. That's like they said. Like you're not looking at your friend, you're looking at the thing that killed him, right? So Liam, like the guy who Angel actually is, has the guy with the soul is Liam kind of deal, right? He has the work on the demon, so he's the boss when he's in the body because he has a soul. Now that, even though Roscoe, I guess, has a soul, he doesn't know how to control that demon. He hasn't spent like 100 and something years with that demon.
Exactly.
So the demon's like, oh, just feels a little bit of thing. It's like, I'm just taking over. But I also felt that it would just make, like, it would be more Angelus-like.
Yes.
Than just a more horny version.
Pretty much
of Angel.
Because that's pretty much what he was when he became Angelus. Him and Darla, I was about to say Darcy, Darla, just ransacking Europe, killing and and doing the dirty.
That's the demon inside them that's doing all this. Yeah, and even like when he was making out with Darla before and stuff, like, he didn't just turn to a vampire. So yes, so I think. Now that that Liam does a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to that body or whatever in the soul of Angel. Okay, so after all this, we see Fred still pretty broken up about all that Angel stuff or whatever, and then we see Cordy starting to find out, what's going on. Why did it take? Sometimes it takes instant. Like the stuff with the Darla stuff, like they know that something's up with Angel. This time, they're just letting all this other stuff kind of slide. But that's neither here nor there, I guess. So, Angel, in the body of Mr. Roscoe, gets a little heart attack going. I could say this: he hasn't really felt the heart beat. Like he even when he had the ring and stuff like that, he could feel the sunshine and stuff like that. It doesn't mean his heart was beating and stuff like that. So for his heart just to go, it was like feel a little weird and stuff like that. I can get that one. I liked it. But the nurse guy, for him to be at the bedside, the orderly or whatever, say, this is your 4th heart attack. You probably aren't going to survive another heart attack. It's like, how would you know? Go get my pudding. You know what I mean? What are you? You're not a doctor or anything. But I just wanted to mention that orderly guy, because if you're a Community fan at all, then you know that this guy was that janitor in the episode where Annie is going to chloroform him twice while Abed and Troy are in that one lawyer guy's office. So just want to say it. What's the guy's name here? I wrote it down somewhere. Stephen W. Bailey. There you go. Shout out to Stephen W. Bailey, the 3rd guest star alert and all this stuff. Anyways, Angel is going to go to a club here. Angel, I guess I should say, goes to a club here. I got to tell you, the song that's playing at that club where he goes and finds that girl was pretty good.
Did you recognize it?
No. Nope. Just some club song.
You think it was a song? Like sometimes they make songs, just for movies or TV shows that aren't really like songs you can listen to anywhere.
Well, yeah, it's songs that you don't have to pay for the licensing for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like what happens in the beginning of this particular show that we do. Now, something like that. It's just a free kind of song that they could get. Anyways, I just liked it. That's all I'm going to say. It was pretty good. Now, he's going to start making out with this girl. She has no problem, even though she has a boyfriend. That's not good.
Was that her boyfriend or was that security? Because they all look like they were dressed the same.
This is what I was going to bring up. So, at first, I thought one of those 3 guys had to be the boyfriend.
Yeah.
That they just show up while 2 people are making out outside and showing up 3 strong. Doesn't feel like a bouncer thing to me at all, but I'm pretty sure they're just bouncers.
Yeah, because they're all wearing...
this scene, probably not written all that great.
Yeah, because they're dressed like bouncers. Black blazer, black shirt. They look like they heard this.
Yeah.
Making out is not that's not what they were running. They respond to the yell. She yells.
Well,
And
yeah,
she,
but
yeah.
there's three strong still, and they could hear the yelling from outside that came from outside inside with that music pumping.
Well, they're probably
And
the
shut their
outside. They're probably the outside security bouncers.
You
Remember,
think you think you have
there's
three?
bouncers. There's bouncers inside, and there's probably 2 or 3 outside.
I don't know. I'd say this is a pretty violent club if you need that many people or whatever.
Well, and also too, they probably on the walkie like, "Hey, yo, we heard a scream outside, outside." Probably the guy outside was like, "Hey, we heard a scream. Go and investigate. Need backup."
Yeah.
Walkie
Well,
talkies.
well, too bad for them. He takes care of them. Too sweet. Anyways, over at the office, Corey is automatically thinking. Then Jealous is back. Then Wes finds that whoever that person was reading a book about vampires and how they do things. So, oh boy, that can't be Angel at all. That's got to be some other fella. So they put it together finally here. Now they get it all together. They're gonna go back to the community center, the retirement community. I did like how Angel said that he was Roscoe's kid. You figure would have met him before. I guess we don't know how long Mr. Roscoe was staying at the place, but he's like, yeah, that's my dad. He's like, hi, Dad. And Angel doesn't do anything, doesn't try and make a fuss. I would have tried to make a craziness, at least fuss a little bit. Maybe a little worried about the old ticker.
Also, too, it was late night, and they probably, signed in when there wasn't really that much security.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, how much security do you need to put at an old folks' home? They're old.
Okay, so there's no security at my dad's. There's nurses, but my dad has dementia. So all they do is just change the security thing on you have to have a little passcode to get to the elevators and stuff like that, or else everyone's going to start wandering. You know what I mean? That's just not healthy for anybody when that happens. So the big fight's going to start here, and it turns out the 4 regular people here can take down an angelless angel, which is nice. Angel does have to remind Gunn not to shoot him with the crossbow, otherwise
I'm
he's
dead.
stuck. He's got to not coming back from that. Cordelia uses a taser on him again. I just don't understand how they use electricity against dead bodies. There's just no. What are you going to stop? His heart? His heart doesn't beat. His heart doesn't beat. I just don't understand how it's going to conduct electricity. Something that's not living. Anyways, when they switch back, and this is why I was talking about the pudding before. But, you'd figure at least one of those bodies should have just melted into nothing, into a just big thing of skin, jelly. You know what I mean?
Probably because here's the thing, Rob. When they melted to jelly in the previous scenes, maybe there was an expiration date. You know what I mean? And how the human body can't control the convergence of the souls properly, and it kills that body. Then it goes.
But Roscoe is alive. He's a living man.
Yeah, no, because he's initiating the soul transfer, so it's going back to its original, and then as
not the last time. Oh yes, it was.
Yeah, because the scene where it's the two people, the 2 women and the dude, right?
Sure.
And then he melts away, right? So
yeah, he's the one who says the words.
Yeah, so then Roscoe goes back to his original body, but the problem is the dude whose body was taken, his soul can't go back to the original body because the original body is gone. So the soul then just evaporates into the heavens.
Angel in Roscoe's body says the words. It goes back to Angel. He's fine. I just figured when Roscoe goes over, his body should have puddled because the words were said through his body. Should have melted. Didn't matter anyways. 3 seconds later, he's having a heart attack. Now, Angel's finally going to have the, uncomfortable talk with Fred here. But it's more Fred figuring things out, She's doing more talking than Angel, and then Cordy's going to run in with the good news from Sunnydale. Buffy's just fine.
Yes.
She's alive, for goodness sakes, which sets up this big meeting that was teased about a couple episodes before in Buffy, where they have a spot in the middle. And of course, we were talking about it in the last episode, Life Serial. When she comes in and talks about the meeting. It was intense. We don't want to talk about it. The reason why they don't want to talk about it is because it never gets shown. Yeah, we have no idea what happened there. That's something for a little fan fiction, I'm sure, at some point. What's not fan fiction was how much fun I had talking about Angel with you today.
Thank you, Rob.
Mr. Mathan. Tell everyone what you're up to here on the good old Let's Get Ready Network.
Nothing. We're done for the week. Probably popping up in this weekend on this post-credit channel with Adelia, possibly Adelia, Greg, or Shug. They're gonna do like a recap of San Diego Comic-Con. With the news and notes. If you're free, Rob, hop on. But yeah, outside of that, so be on the lookout for that. I'm done for the week.
Atta boy, yes. I'll be back. I guess we'll be back next week. Talk a little more Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe, live Thursday for Buffy. 5 o'clock Central Time. Is that 6 o'clock Eastern? And then on Friday, more Angel. It's going to be Fredless next week on Angel. And, a little family reunion-y going on. And as the title says, Fredless. There's actually quite a bit of Fred in it. And it's an episode I quite enjoy. So I can't wait to talk about it next week. And until then, guys, in the words of good old Mr. Roscoe, why don't you like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you all again next time.